Hi, my name's Gordon Tracy, and I am a professional genealogist. I want to take a couple of seconds and just give you a brief overview of who I am and why I am doing what I'm doing. I've been doing genealogy for about 45 years. I know it looks like I've been doing this since the day I was born. Well, I kind of have, I guess, but it mainly started back in the 60s when I inherited my grandfather's genealogy, and out of that I got about 2,000 names. And it was kind of interesting, and I kind of took a liking to it, but nobody else wanted to do it, so I took it over and started playing with it. Of course, that was back in the days before internet and all this online stuff. Then my grandmother died on my mom's side, and I inherited her genealogy, and that gave me another 3,000 names. And then I got married, and then I got my wife's family, which was about 2,000 names. So after about 20 years of work, I had about 4,000 to 5,000 names in my genealogy database. And back in the days, in the 60s and 70s, even into the 80s, genealogy work was a pretty big struggle because there was very few resources that you could go to without having to spend a lot of time looking at old books. But it wasn't long after long into the 80s when the internet came and there was more and more places on the internet you could go to look for information. So anyway, to make a long story short, after 45 years of doing genealogy, I now have close to 500,000 names in my family database, and growing every day. So yeah, now is the time where you really need to get into genealogy because it's almost too easy. Okay? So the purpose of this structured genealogy video series is just to show you how easy it is at a basic level to get a lot of information and ways to organize everything so that you're structured and you know where you're going and where you've been. Okay, and that's kind of all this whole thing really is about. So in the next who knows how many videos I end up creating, I hope to be able to give you enough information and hands-on experience so that you can see how to do genealogy for your family and how to get the most out of it. You may not get 500,000 names in 20 years, but you may. Okay, but the whole point is genealogy work is fun, but it's a lot of work to make sure that you do it right. Okay, and that's kind of what I want to make sure is that people have the ability to know how to do it right and how to organize everything so that they feel comfortable they've got the right answers, because it's really easy to get the wrong answers as it is to get the right answers. Okay, so what I will try to do is break all these videos down into, I'm going to try to do no more than 30 minutes each. I suggest that you do them in order, although you don't have to. You can pick and choose and do as you want. The first few videos will be more preliminary. Here's some information you need to know before you get started, and then I'll get right into the guts and glory. I will talk about Roots Magic. It is a genealogical software. I will talk about the Mormon Church FamilySearch.org and how to maintain that and why we use it, and I'll go into some basic research so that you know how to get started. Okay, I hope this will be in a logical order. I hope that it will give you the kind of information that you need to get started and to become successful at doing genealogy work. So if that's kind of what you're into and you want to get started, well, this is the place to be. So as we get started, there's two things you need to know about these videos. First of all, I am not a public speaker. You will find that out in a hurry. So you got to take that into consideration. Secondly, the video software that I'm using to record all this, it's pretty new to me, and so there's times when the programs will zoom in all by itself and then not zoom back out. So as I'm talking, it kind of looks kind of funny. You'll see it zoomed in and I'm talking about things that you can't see, but it will eventually zoom back out. I've tried to figure out how to handle this whole thing, so we'll see how it goes. But just keep those two things in mind about me is I'm not a public speaker, and this video software, yeah, anyway. The other thing is as I'm going along, the information that the exercise that I'm showing you from is actual real data. So as I do it, then if I needed to go back and change something, I can't because now I've already done it. So keep that in mind also. Okay? So look forward to you in the next few videos, and we'll get started.